Hi, welcome to the Barb and Lisa show.
We just made it up. We just decided
made that up.
Yeah, this is minute.
Okay, we are two parenting coaches in Vancouver. I was desperately lonely because I had no colleagues. I thought I was the only parenting coach, and I put a help out there. And any other parenting coaches, Barb answered. We talked for hours, and that was the end of that. We're all best friends now. So
I said, I'm here in Vancouver.
And we met. We were just like all over each other. Oh my God, another parenting coach. So we're very different styles. I usually seem to specialize in teenagers and all the crisis that goes on with that. I talk about toddlers and everything else too. Barb, what would you specialize in?
Well, I haven't identified it as my specialty, but it seems that parents of younger kids tend to come to me more than older kids.
And what else special skill that you have?
Baby sign. Oh, I see. Oh, yes. I teach sign language to babies. Yes. And some of those parents actually become clients.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're just going to talk about right now is, what I've got going on right now is I've got a seminar coming up about cell phone safety with children, and I'm learning myself before I even set it up. I'm educating myself on what kids are doing on cell phones. Lots of bullying, sexting, pedophiles are even approaching them on cell phones now, not just Facebook or online. Well, it's online, but it's on cell phones. And so that's sort of what I'm doing right now. I also like to talk a lot about bullying. I tend to talk about some really aggressive issues like bullying and teenage stuff and drugs and suicide. I tend to
Scary stuff.
Yeah, I tend to get into a lot of that. A lot of even like psychiatrists and that are referring their patients to me because they may not have that hand at dealing with the teenagers because I love teenagers. So that's what I'm sort of doing right now in my business and really focusing on that. But I just love kids. I just find them fascinating. And so what are you doing right now, Barb?
I am actually in the middle of writing a book.
Good for you.
I am writing, I have thought for the longest time about writing a book, and then what can I possibly write about that nobody's written about already? There's so many parenting books. But I realize that we're all different. My approach is going to be different than your approach, than her approach, than his approach. We all come from our own experience, our own personality. So I'm sharing my 26 years of being a parent, 30 plus years of working in parent education and child development and early childhood education, and all the things that I've learned from being a parent, from working with parents, that I've learned from some of my mentors, Barbara Coloroso, people like that.
Yeah, she's great.
She is wonderful.
Yeah.
So we were gonna sort of share a funny story.
Oh, great.
A parenting story with our own kids.
Well, I'll just tell you something funny that my son said, and I've just been talking about it lately because I think it's so cute. He was about 15 and a half, and he was starting to get surly. You know how they get. I thought actually at 15 and a half, I thought, great, I bypassed all that snotty stuff, but no, he was just holding out. So 15 and a half, and he was like, we were like best buddies, laughed at everything together. All of a sudden, he got more serious and dark, and you know how they get, and you think, oh my God, is he doing drugs? And he wasn't. He was just a teenager. So he said to me in a very kind of a disgusted tone, and he said, Mom, you've been a really difficult mother to have. And I said, yeah, okay, why? And because I think I'm a pretty good mom. So I said, why? And he said, because you never gave me an opportunity to rebel because you were too reasonable. So with a very straight face, I wanted to crack up. I just said, oh, I'm really sorry about that, sweetheart.
Imagine getting feedback like that from a teenager.
Too reasonable. But they need something to rebel against. I think that's the lesson there. Mm-hmm. He needed something. So the fact that I was too reasonable was just a really difficult thing for him. So
yeah,
that was my funny story.
That is part of being a teenager. Is they have to rebel.
Aren't they great? And you got to give them that too. So I did. I sort of fed other stuff, and I said, well, you have to keep your room clean, knowing full well he wasn't. So I gave him something. See, I fed his needs. He needed that. So that was what I did, and I learned a lesson there. I thought, wow, I was very reasonable. And I thought, oh, stupid me, too reasonable, doy. But that was my son. He's older now, but it was cute. So how about you?
Well, I'll share a story about my son too. My son, who's my youngest, who's 21, it gives me lots of material for parenting workshops. And I've got tons of stories, but one that I do share is when people get really fussy around things that don't matter, that their kids should be wearing something, they shouldn't be wearing this, but they should be wearing this, and this doesn't match, or this isn't appropriate. Or,
you mean the small stuff?
The small stuff, yeah, the small stuff that we know in the big picture it really doesn't matter. Well, my son Mark, when he was 3, he was totally into Batman, and he had a black cape that he wore every single day. He would come down every morning and want me to put this cape on. He wore that cape every day for 6 months. He went to the doctor in his black cape, to the dentist. Went to the bank. We went everywhere. And people would look at him, but I just thought, so what? So what?
Exactly.
Was it life-threatening? It made him feel like a superhero, and he just loved it. But he doesn't wear his cape anymore.
No, that's right. Not
No.
21. Well, sometimes probably, but
Yeah.
well, you see a lot of Spider-Man out there and everything. It's
Oh, I
adorable.
know.
Every time I see that, I think it's so cute. And I really like to see little girls with lots of makeup on. I think that's adorable. But when they're like 11 and 12, I don't like to see it then. 'Cause
No,
that's not
no,
play.
no.
That's not play makeup. But play makeup, and they're all dolled up, and they think they look so grown up. And they're all, oh, it's terrible. It's so cute though.
You know, sometimes when you see little kids outside their Halloween costume, and you know when it's not Halloween, and I think, good for you.
Well, and my
It's
daughter.
okay to be a butterfly in May.
That's right. What's wrong? Well, my daughter, when she was about, I don't know, 3 or something, and they were learning all the Christmas carols in preschool, and she sang them right through to summer. She didn't know that Christmas carols stopped. She couldn't understand. She goes, well, why are we not all singing Jingle Bells? We're singing it every single day for like weeks, and then all of a sudden, after Christmas ends, no one sings it, and she's still singing it, and everyone was laughing at her. But it makes sense, doesn't it?
And but
You
why
learn all
not?
these songs, and then you're just supposed to not sing them.
Not saying when.
That's it. No, we don't sing that. It's after Christmas. She was so confused.
Doesn't
But anyway.
matter if you like it. Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah, there's so many things like that where you just think it really doesn't matter.
It's adorable.
It's adorable.
Yeah, we love them. We love them. Anyway, this is the Lisa and Barb show. I think we'll end this little episode for now, and we'll go to a commercial break.
You will go to a commercial break. Maybe we'll come back with another story another time.
Thanks very much for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.